Okay, so good morning everyone. Today we are going to start the introduction to Parser. So basically in this lecture we are going to study what are the types of the parsers and what is the difference between these parsers. So basically when we talk about the parsers, we can categorize the parsers in two categories. So parser is nothing, it is basically a syntax analyzer. Parser, syntax analyzer. So basically we can categorize the parsers in two categories. One is the top-down parser and another is the bottom-up parser. Right? Now top-down parser can be also categorized in two categories. Top-down parser with backtracking and top-down parser without backtracking. Without backtracking. Now this can be further classified in two categories. One is the recursive descent. Recursive descent parser, and another is called as predictive parser. Predictive parser, or you can call it non-recursive descent parser. It is also called as LL1 parser. Now in case of bottom-up parser, there are again two categories of the parser. One is called as operator precedence parser. And another is called as LR parser. The LR parser is also called as shift and reduce parser. Shift and reduce parser. Now the LR parser is of four types: LR0, SLR1, LALR1 and CLR1. Right? So this is the classification tree of the parser which is available in the compiler. So first of all, we'll jot out what is the difference between the top-down parser and bottom-up parser. So let's talk about the difference between the top-down and bottom-up parser. So basically when we talk about the difference, so let's jot out the difference. Top-down parser है यहाँ पर और यहाँ पर आपके पास bottom-up parser है, right? So difference number one. The top-down parser basically follows the method to construct a parse tree for an input string which begins from the root and grows towards the leaf. So basically the parse tree, when you design the parse tree, it starts from root. Root is nothing, it is your start symbol. Okay? And grows towards start symbol and grows towards leaf. लीफ नोड्स की तरफ जो है ये ग्रो करता है, राइट? सो बेसिकली स्टार्ट सिंबल से शुरू होगा एंड देन इट विल ग्रो टुवर्ड्स द बॉटम. But if we talk about the bottom up parser, then it starts from the leaves and directed towards the root. So it starts from leaves and grows towards root. So basically the direction of tree will be like this. यहाँ पर direction आपकी top to down है, यहाँ पर direction आपकी bottom to up होगी, right? Leaf से root की तरफ. Now difference number two. So when we talk about the top down parser, it follows the leftmost derivation. But if we talk about the bottom up parser, then it uses the rightmost derivation. Uses rightmost derivation, but in reverse order. We'll see one example, so it will be clear to you in reverse order. And then third difference, decision of making the tree will depend on which production you have chosen first. Top down parser में क्या होता है? Decision of making the parse tree decision of making the parse tree will depend on which production to choose first. Which production to choose first. So basically, if a particular non-terminal is having more than one production, then your input string generation will depend which production you have chosen first, right? Among the various production which the one non-terminal is having. While in case of bottom-up parser, the decision of making the parse tree starts from the reduction of the terminals. Choose from where to start. So basically आप bottom up parser में क्या करते हो? You start from the terminals. So आपका जो parse tree है वो कैसा construct होगा? वो डिपेंड करता है कि आपने किस लीफ को सबसे पहले नॉन टर्मिनल में कन्वर्ट किया, किस लीफ को आपने रिड्यूस करके नॉन टर्मिनल में चेंज किया, राइट? सो डिसीजन ऑफ मेकिंग starts from reduction of terminals जो कि आपके लीफ पर हैं, राइट? टर्मिनल्स choose from where to start. ठीक है, कहां से आप रिडक्शन को शुरू करें. So now we'll see one example and then we'll see the differences in the example, right? So suppose करिए I have taken a grammar and the grammar is suppose S tends to small a capital A B small e and then A tends to A B C B. You can see that the A has two production over here, right? And the B has small d. B tends to small d. Now what is the input string given to you is A, B, B, C, D, E. This is required to be generated. So first of all, we'll see the top-down parser. Top-down parser देखते हैं सबसे पहले, ठीक है? तो let's start with S. Start symbol is S. Top-down parse tree आप बनाओगे. Now because the S has only one production, so there is no other choice. So we'll draw this production. We'll branch this production, right? Okay. Now scanning आपकी left to right चल रही है. So A has been generated. After A, you have capital A. Now for capital A, we have two choice. Suppose I have chosen a second production, that is a small b. A tends to small b. Now what will happen? If you will choose A tends to small b, then you cannot generate B and C because you require one C and one more B, right? So there are two B's required and one C is required. But if you will choose this particular production, you can never generate BC, right? So while choosing the production, you have to keep in the mind what kind of a string you are required to generate. So by seeing that I require two B and one C, I'm branching this particular A with the first production. So if I branch it with the first production, it will become like this. So again left to right अगर इसे navigate करेंगे, small a then capital A. One B is already generated. I require one more B. So I can choose the second production of A. That is A tends to B, because if you will choose the first production, it will generate one more B and one more C, which we don't require, right? Now left to right scan करते हैं. A is generated, B is generated, B is generated, C is generated. Now we have reached to this non-terminal, capital B. So there is no other choice. I have explored this. So D and E. So string is generated as A, B, B, C, D and E. So required string is generated. Now because the top-down parser follows the leftmost derivation, so let's check the leftmost derivation. So S tends to small a, capital A, B and E. Now what is the meaning of leftmost derivation? The leftmost symbol will be explored first, right? The leftmost symbol will be explored first. So what will happen? This A is going to be explored first. So again, so what production we have chosen? A, B, C. So A, B, C. then B and E. Leftmost symbol will be explored first. So A, B, B, C, capital B, E. Leftmost symbol will be explored first. So A, B, B, C, D and E. So this is the leftmost derivation in case of top-down parser. Now let's look at the same thing with bottom-up parser. Bottom-up parser देखते हैं, ठीक है? So in case of bottom-up parser, when you design the parse tree, we design in bottom to up. So what will be in the bottom? The bottom will have the terminals, right? Now we'll scan left to right. Input को left to right scan करेंगे आप. So when you will scan it left to right, what will happen? First of all, it will see that which production can be reduced first. Fine. So which production can be reduced first? या पहले राइट मोस्ट डेरिवेशन करके देख लेते हैं, और वी कैन डू इट लाइक दिस. चलिए, सो नाउ a, small a is there in the capital S, but after that you require capital A, so a cannot be reduced. Small b, if you take the small b, then a small b can be reduced in capital A, so I have reduced in capital A. Now what happens? Your this parse tree has become like input has become small a, capital A, B, C, D and E. The B has been reduced in capital A. तो आपकी string क्या बन गई है? Small a, capital A, small b, C. We cannot reduce it because we require a capital B. So right, हम आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे. Small b, capital A, small b, C. Small d. Now small d can be reduced in capital B. So we are going to reduce this. There can be one reduction possible. That is what I was telling you now. Ki while designing the bottom up parser, you have to see that which reduction is possible first. So if you are scanning a small a, reduction is not possible. Capital A you have already done. Small b, C. So with capital A, B and C, what we can do? We can create capital A. We can create capital A. So this has been done. Now what is your string? Small a, capital A, small a, capital A, D and E. Now what we can do? We can reduce this string. ये reduce नहीं हो सकता. A, capital A, D. There is nothing, there is no production like this. So what we have done, small d has been reduced to capital B. Now again left to right scan. Small a, capital B, E. What can be done? This whole can be reduced in capital S. This whole can be reduced in capital S. So your bottom up tree has been created. Now let's see the rightmost derivation and see that how it happens in the reverse order. So basically this is your production. Now rightmost derivation if you will apply, so rightmost symbol will be reduced first. Small a, capital B will be reduced in a small d and E. So rightmost derivation को reverse order में देखो. This small d has been reduced in capital B, right? Now rightmost symbol is capital A. So what we'll do? We'll reduce it in A, B, C, D and E. And then we'll reduce it in B, B, C, D and E. Now if I check, so what is happening? ये आपका rightmost derivation था. अब bottom to up चलिए. Now this B has been reduced. This B has been reduced in A. Your string has become small a, capital A, B, C, D and E. Small a, capital A, B, C, D and E. Then this A, B and C has been reduced in this capital A. Small a, capital A, then D, then E. Then this D has been reduced in capital B. So this D has been reduced in capital B and your string has become small a, capital A, B and E. And then finally it has been reduced in S. So basically आपने rightmost derivation करा है but reverse order में. अगर आप इसे नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ देखें तो it is in the reverse order. So this is the top-down parser. This is the bottom-up parser, right? So we'll keep it here only. And if you have any